Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and we are back with more reactions for Supergirl. This time on to episode number 10 of season 6. Last time we had a great one. Last time we had a great episode. We had Jelly Kelly returning to us. Kelly, yes, I think Jelly Kelly is a fan name I picked up off of, I think it was Instagram, I think, and it has not left my mind since. So that name is now embedded in my head, and I can't get it out. So I might as well put it to some good use in these videos. So so yeah, but yeah, we had Kelly returning to us with Lena temporarily leaving the season to actually go back to Ireland and explore her heritage and her mother and more of who she is and where she came from in that regard, and also to kind of process her own trauma from the age of 4. She's left, so that kind of, with precautions and regulations and all that, kind of gives Kelly some space to actually return and grace our screens, she did. She came back and she kind of jumped right back into her social work, and she helped out a kid. I believe his name was Joey, and his brother Orlando as well, two alien kind of brothers with the same kind of connected powers and everything. And it was a cool exploration of a cool episode kind of exploring abuse in two different kind of settings, like the abuse of prisoners in like a work release program at a prison, and also alien kids in an orphanage too. So like the woman who ran the orphanage just kind of abusing the power dampening cuffs on kids and putting them through all sorts of pain and everything, and then getting away with it because apparently no one really checks, or she made sure to delete CCTV footage anyway, so she just kind of gets away with it scot-free until Kelly comes along on her bike, in her jacket, with her helmet, and she uses her tech and stuff and her little sneaky sneaks to actually upload the videos to the supervisor's inbox. So she saved all the kids by the end of the episode, and she became their new guardian angel. So that was cool. And at the end of the episode, she finally declares herself ready to actually pick up where James left off and to become the new guardian of National City. So yeah, that was one cool reveal. But the second one was Alex actually having seen this coming, and then she actually reached out to James and told her that I think this might be the path that Kelly's headed down, so use a little help. And then he took the liberty of actually sending his old guardian helmet down so that she could actually start touring it. So I think having seen the promo picture for Guardian, I think they're gonna have to go for like a new kind of color rebranding, and she's gonna get her own suit and everything. She's gonna get hair like a wig, like Batwoman's is and everything. It's gonna be so cool. But yeah, we are very close. We are this close. We are this close to getting Guardian Kelly on our screens. Guardian Kelly, fighting alongside Dreamer and Sentinel and Supergirl and Martian Manhunter and Brainiac 5. Just the super friends, just doing heroic stuff all across National City. So we're very close. We are very close. But all in due time too. I really do not want them to rush it or to try and put it on just for the sake of having it on there. I want them to actually show her going. I mean, she's gonna have to go through training, like Alex even mentioned training as well, and gonna have to go through that and then get the suit, and then it's gonna be some time, but it will be worth the wait. It will be worth the wait. So yeah, that was really cool. And we had Kara actually working kind of with William to actually to explore abuse going on within like a for-profit prison, like the work release program that Orlando was in, that was actually taking aliens with powers and then more malicious people who had actually infiltrated that system, then using the aliens to actually do other kind of black books kind of work to commit more crimes and even overuse their powers as well. So that kind of stuff was happening, and then they worked together to expose those kinds of wrongdoings, and then actually kind of exposed it going on within the system, and then actually got it so that the program wouldn't be shut down, because the program itself was a good incentive and it was a good initiative to actually to uphold. But then it would actually just have like new supervision taken over, so someone actually with the right ideals and the right goals in mind would actually take over, and then it will still keep going and actually help prison workers to actually kind of work towards something more ideal and actually make sure that they were actually being treated fairly and stuff. So that was cool. So that was a really good exploration of that kind of issue and everything. So I'm glad they did that. That was really enjoyable. So yeah, and then we had on the sidelines of that stuff, we had Nia just kind of constantly bouncing in and out of her little kind of dream world, dream vision kind of thing, and being just just constantly being kind of heckled by Nixley. Nixley being a fifth dimensional imp, she can like her species can actually enter the dream world. So she used that to her advantage and actually used that to kind of like coax and kind of like goad Nia into a deal where she could bring her mother back for 24 hours, and then in that time she'd actually help her get out, and she'd under the guise of her using Earth as like a gateway to back into the fifth dimension again. So yeah, I mean she made her a hell of a deal, like bring her mother back for 24 hours, so that way Nia can talk to her mother. So I mean I don't know how true that is. I think part of me doesn't even know if that's actually true, or even if it is true, how true it is. Maybe it's like not necessarily her mother, or maybe it's like more than just her mother comes out from the land of the dead or wherever she's coming from. So maybe it's like another case of like the Phantom stuff, where it's like more undead souls, or like maybe I don't know if we're gonna get zombies or something in this that the team has to stop or something. But either way, I mean, Nixley alone means trouble, because she did literally tell Kara, like, oh, maybe I'll actually wreak some havoc on your Earth before I return to my fifth dimension. So, once she gets out, she's going to start causing some trouble. So, that's definitely going to be a problem. But yeah, I think it would definitely, I think this would also be like an interesting way to make sure that Nia and Lena get both of their kind of, like, dreams and like both of their kind of wishes kind of come true, like Lena taking her own kind of heritage into her hands, and then Nia actually getting her getting the chance to actually talk to her mother again, even if it's just for like a day or so. So yeah, I'm curious. But I mean, with this one coming from the hands of like an actual kind of fifth dimensional kind of imp, and like essentially like a trickster, I'm curious. I mean, this one is undoubtedly going to be a lot trickier and like a lot more kind of a lot more stressful to have to handle. So question just remains just how much trouble Nixley's going to bring along with Nia's mother that the team then has to handle. So yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun watching that unfold. So yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from the last one. We had Kelly meeting Esme, the sweet little girl, at the alien orphanage, and she took a very, very fond liking and shining to Kelly and everything, and people have been kind of thrown out all sorts of headcanons out there for the final season, which I won't mention unless it actually happens, because otherwise it just kind of seems more like reinforcement of headcanons that kind of might not come true. So I am aware of those headcanons, and they do seem that they seem not only fun, but it seems exactly like what Kelly and especially Alex deserve after all this time. It seems like it's exactly what they deserve, and I can't really think of like a much better ending for them. So let's hope those headcanons and fan theories all come true. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from the last one. So on to episode number 10 of this season, onto the reaction. And as you guys will know by now, this one will just be the fair use version, the highlights and the best bits of the episode. But if you guys want to catch the full-length version, then that one will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. That'll be just as much fun. So yeah, Supergirl season 6 episode 10. Let's go.
As long as Mummy is here, you'll be trapped inside a magical realm, and no messages can come in or go out.
Wait, what?
My friends will worry.
Doubtful. But if anyone does, my magic will redirect their thoughts to more worthwhile concerns.
Yeah, oh, God. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, no, maybe it did. Oh, damn. She's back. Back from the dead. For 24 hours.
What have you done?
That's a good question. That's a reasonable question. Yeah, God, what have you done here? So is she in the magical realm with her mother?
Why did you send my owl away?
The Owl of Wisdom. You blew up the Owl of Wisdom. Of course.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh boy, what's this?
We're your friendly neighborhood
super friends.
Oh Jesus.
Wanna know how us superheroes stay strong and sharp?
We eat a green.
Oh, they even have the Supergirl theme in the background. They even have the actual theme in the background. That's cool. I like that.
Good. Correct? Incorrect. I could barely keep up.
I love that theme. I love that theme.
Supergirl.
I cannot believe I let you talk me into doing that.
Nonsense. That PSA is.
Oh, it was Brainy's idea.
Sure, your hair looks a little
It was Brainy's idea.
We can have Andrea pull it before too many people see it.
It's already garnered 800,000 views.
800k.
You're right. When
Jeez.
we
Oh, Alex and Kelly. Oh, Alex and Kelly training. Okay, how's it going? How's this going? Alex and Kelly sparring. Okay.
Get me on the ground.
Okay. Oh. Oh boy, yeah. Alex knows her shit from day one. She's known her shit. Oh.
You got this.
Oh. Oh. Oh, damn. There we go. There we go.
How did you do that?
Doesn't matter, it's not the move you showed me.
Yeah, but it worked better anyway.
Okay, so she knows other moves. She has other combat training?
Joey and I were supposed to move into this building. The arm fell. It's part of a program that offered affordable housing for people like me. People who were recently incarcerated, but now some tech company is buying it instead, so.
Tech company?
Back to crashing on a friend's couch.
I told you I'd have your back. And I meant it.
Fifth dimensional energy tech. Oh. Next thing. Oh, what's this? Oh, well, those aliens. Oh, these two are back. Really? Why? Why you bring these guys back? Why? For what purpose?
Who wants to see a powerless imp?
0.05%.
I'm afraid I'm useless to you.
Well, Maxim isn't gonna want to team up with me now.
Mm.
You're free to go.
Oh. Supergirl, 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 Supergirl. Wow, they've been tracking
You know,
Supergirl
I
up.
might not be a worthy headliner. Supergirl? Do you think she'd help bring your Maxim back? You were just very kind to me when you didn't need to be.
Not really, he didn't. He just realized he didn't have any use for you and he let you go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, great.
Let's go find our third wheel then.
Got 3 words for you. Social media takeover.
Oh, a takeover. Do like an Instagram takeover.
We'll stream it live on the website.
Oh, yeah.
Let our readers chime in with questions and comments.
Dude,
in real
Instagram
time.
takeover with
I don't know
Supergirl.
if that's her
Yeah.
style, though.
I mean, hey, she'd be promoting this stuff more than they promote the show. So.
Everything has meaning. What do the ravens mean?
I don't know.
You do.
Aren't ravens
Quiet
usually
voices
death?
in your mind.
Or is that crows?
Quiet the fear.
So something dark.
It's my old dollhouse.
A raven in the window. Damn.
Mystery.
Nia?
Is that us? Young Maeve. Oh, it's young Maeve. Huh. Oh, an engineer. Oh, damn. Oh, this is the engineer working at National City Cryo Facility.
Can we have our first question?
A lot of comments about broccoli.
Supergirl, your
Oh,
perspective
boy.
about the arm
Yeah.
bell surprises me.
Help me!
Someone's in trouble. Sorry, I have to go.
Kara, Supergirl, take over. God damn. Oh, gosh, this. Yeah, the trap. The trap. The trap.
Wait, don't I know you?
Interesting story.
Yeah, you do.
I used to run a cosmic menagerie.
That's right. He tried to kidnap me in high school, make me part of his sideshow.
So she remembers Brendan and Brenda. Huh?
What's that in your hand?
What is in her hand?
I don't know.
Whoa.
It's beautiful. If you give me the light, I'll love you forever.
Okay, that's creepy. That's kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Oh. Whoa. Oh, she turned Maeve into a raven. Maeve.
The ravens are Maeve.
The ravens are Maeve. Ah, the ravens are Maeve.
You were right. I didn't want to face them because I can't face Maeve. I never meant to hurt her.
I know, my love. Your authentic self is the greatest gift you give to the world.
Hiding my light hurt me.
It never helped anyone.
Catco, the daily. My daughter loves your PSAs. She gets a kick out of that funny little green man.
Trying to make a positive impact in my community.
A business of this magnitude would increase property values in the Heights, bring better schools to the area, improve infrastructure.
You're talking about gentrification, which prices out everyone who currently lives in the Heights.
I am
You're just making it
talking
more
about
expensive for
progress.
people to live there.
I've spent years.
Any sign of Dr. Rob or Mitch?
Oh, can she do that thing?
But everyone's out searching the city, so we should hear
I
something
don't know how
soon.
Arrow did it. Oh, damn, oh, she's got it. Damn.
Rankin doesn't care about anything but her own
Okay.
ambition.
You have powers. Alex has her gauntlet and her combat skills.
You got combat
How am I gonna fight
too.
beside all of you when I can't even master one move?
I saw you take down Alex. That was awesome.
Yeah, but I couldn't get the move she was showing me.
Who cares?
Okay, so you know different moves, even better.
You
That's
used
great.
her momentum against her was efficient and brilliant.
Yeah, use what you know.
I set an alert for your healthy eating PSA.
Oh boy, oh.
Wow, you are already at 5 million views.
5 million. That many people want to tell people about greens.
Maybe I step aside and use my platform to amplify others' voices.
Get Orlando to do it.
Now
Yeah,
that will
Orlando.
resonate with people.
Get Orlando to tell his story. Get his voice heard. Yeah.
You must have the courage to sit with the pain, to take in the gravity of what you've done. I'm so sorry. I know.
To hold herself accountable for what she's done, not just fixing it. Oh, what's happening?
Our time is almost up.
Oh, has it really been 24 hours already? Really?
What about Nixie?
It really doesn't even feel. It feels like it's been less, not even half a
Times
day.
ahead will be the most trying yet.
Oh, and she's gone once again. Oh god.
All right, Nixley.
Oh damn.
I am coming for you.
Oh god damn. Yeah, she's got a score to settle. She has got a big score to settle.
I made a stupid mistake, and I've been paying the price ever since, but I am not the only one who's paid it. See, I remember what it felt like to go to bed at night with my family nearby, to feel safe. He's been in and out of the system his entire life, and I am so scared that he is gonna make the same mistakes that I have, and I can't even be there to help him. Because what he needs is a home. When you're deciding whether to vote for this deal, you're voting on our lives, on our families.
Come on, Nixley, have you no heart? Oh boy, there they are. Oh, there they are.
It's a cryonuclear bomb. Strong enough to encapsulate a Kryptonian in ice forever.
One particular Kryptonian. Oh, jeez. Oh, damn. Is it freezing the city? Is it really gonna freeze the whole city? I thought it was just for a Kryptonian. Oh, damn, yeah, she's got a flamethrower. She's got a flamethrower. Oh, but it's not doing much. Oh, it's not doing much. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, Kelly. Kelly. Oh. Shield again. Shield. Shield time again. There we go. Shield again. Legion ship. The Legion ship. The Legion ship. The Legion ship.
Everyone on the ship! Nobody touch my chair!
His swivelly floating chair. His special floating chair. Can she do it? Oh, she did it. She did it. She did it. No more nuclear ice. No more, well, yeah, no more ice. So when's Nixley showing up then? That can't be the end of her. Nixley has to show up to try and capture Supergirl herself, right?
After much deliberation, the council has decided to rezone the Ormfell for affordable housing effective immediately.
Okay, okay. Great. Great.
You did this.
Great.
That little speech may have swayed the rest of the council, but not me. Now the Heights will be left to the criminals.
The formerly incarcerated are members of the community too, and your council agrees. They deserve a second chance.
Saving her made me realize that being a great superhero isn't about mastering a single move. It's about adapting. That's why I'm gonna make a kick-ass guardian.
Yes,
Damn
you.
right it is.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Please suit up ASAP. The Ravens, the Mavens, the Mavens, the Ravens of Maeve, the Mavens.
They picked up an energy signature coming from the Ormfell.
Strange. The energy from the cryonuke should have dissipated by now.
It could be residual from a heat vision.
No, it's Nixley. Gotta be Nixley. She stayed behind. It's Nixley. It's gotta be. It's Nixley. Oh, she's recharging. She's recharging.
Miss me?
Be honest.
Oh god. Oh, the ice. Oh.
You're powerless now. All alone. Utterly powerless? I felt that. Time and time again.
Nixley, don't do this.
All those years in the Phantom Zone. And unlike you, I'm a woman of my word. Let's get on with it, shall we?
What's she gonna do? The Ormfell building? Oh no.
And only magic can beat magic.
Yeah, she's Kryptonian, vulnerable to magic. Mixie! We're getting Mixie back. We're getting Mixie Spitlick back. We're getting Mixie Spitlick back. Oh, that is an ending if I ever saw one. Oh, we're getting Mixie Spitlick back. Yeah, who better to fight in a fifth dimensional imp than a newly rehabilitated fifth dimensional freaking imp. So yeah, that was a good episode. That was a fun episode. Yeah, so we had Nixley locking Nia and Momma Nal. Forgot what her name was. Momma Nal. I think. I genuinely can't remember what her name was. I can't remember what her name was. But her Nia and her mother being locked away in a magical realm. So I think that was the final catch-all that Nixley revealed once she was. I think as soon as she said it, she was like, yeah, okay, can't, like, relax and all toy. And as soon as she took that tone and that choice of phrasing with her, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is going downhill so quickly. This deal is gonna go through in the most backwards way possible, and it's gonna be destructive, and you're not gonna be able to do anything, and it's gonna do all sorts of things. So I figured it like as soon as she said that, I figured, oh, it's just not gonna go well at all. And then it's revealed that, oh yeah, so as soon as this deal does go forth, you and your mother, you and your resurrected mother will be locked away in like a magical kind of pocket dimension and everything, and then that'll be for the entire 24 hours, and then that's why no one in the real world even thinks to mention or question where Nia is. So that way, like if her friends do worry, then their thoughts will be redirected elsewhere. So no one even brainy, like no one even thinks to mention where Nia, to ask where Nia is, what she's doing, because then if that was the case, then Supergirl could have easily carried on doing that like social media takeover thing, and then Dreamer could have easily gone and sorted out the engineer kidnapping at the cryotech lab or whatever. So but I mean, in the meantime, it did give Nia some well needed kind of development and some exploration of her own powers, and did give her very much needed screen time with her mother, which did pan out well in the end, so that was cool. And yeah, I mean, Nicole Maines is just amazing. She's amazing. She can act her heart out, and she just really kind of pulls through with this portrayal in the end. And when with this episode, it'd be like actually showcasing what Nia's fears are, what her kind of worst impulses are, and like how they prevent her from pushing forward as she needs to, and stuff. And even her mother's like analysis of that too, like you need to fight the impulse to run away when things get hard or when things get scary. Like you need to actually work harder, to actually strive more, to actually try and figure out why they scare you, why things are hard. Actually trying to analyze things more instead of actually running away at the first sign of trouble and everything. So that was cool, and actually exploring more of like the signs within her dream world too, and actually establishing that first point of rule should be, don't blow up the Owl of Wisdom. The Owl of Wisdom is there to drop some beats of wisdom, so don't blow up the Owl of Wisdom. And that was her mother too. That was her mother actually trying to talk to her through the owl. So she was there, and then of course exploring a bit more of her past too. Still like her remorse over her remorse at over actually having received the powers over Maeve and everything. Like Maeve, I think that one episode that we had established that Maeve had actually spent pretty much her whole life actually learning and training with her mother. She flawlessly deciphered and learned all like the entire dream language thing, and she she knew how to use the powers. But then the powers were passed down onto Nia instead. So then, Nia actually felt even more hurt that, like her sister who she'd watched actually train for the powers and actually try and actually prepare herself for the powers, ended up not receiving them at all, and then she was given them. And she's like that on top of the fact that she's just kind of constantly struggling to learn what her powers mean, what different dream symbols and things mean and everything. So I think for her, like that kind of past pain is like that mixture of actually having hurt, and especially that vision she had in the dollhouse too, like of actually hurting Maeve with her light, like her powers, like like actually having the powers in the first place. And even I don't think, I mean, even even that dialogue for young Maeve sounded eerily creepy, like oh, give it to me, I'll love you forever if you give it to me, if you hand over that beautiful ball of light in your hands and everything. But then it's like like that ball being the representation of her powers, and then if Maeve tries to take it, it's not hers, so then she gets like hurt by, or at least in Nia's mind, like her simply having the powers is something painful to Maeve too, to watch someone else kind of receiving it and stuff and things. So yeah, I mean, I've been, I mean, it kind of makes a question, like I mean, they have 2 daughters, but then is that then randomized? Then is it just like a coin flip between the 2 of them? Like Osaka, you have 2 daughters, so then so then it's like a coin flip between the 2, like whoever is like luckier, or I don't know, like because then if it's 2 girls, I feel like maybe like it's more just down to chance too. If it was 1 boy and 1 girl, then the girl would get it because the women have not, or other ones who actually get the powers. But then if it's 2 girls, I feel like it like that's literally just more down to chance too. Like whoever's Nortorian side comes out more in them than the human side. Because I think their father was actually human and stuff. So maybe then maybe I mean then I think then the more likely reason would be the more likely reason would be then that the human side in Maeve is actually that much more kind of persistent and prominent, but then the actual Nortorian alien side is more prominent in Nia. So then like those kinds of alien genetics kind of come into play a bit more or something. I don't know, maybe because like the powers are Nortorian, so then whoever has more alienness in them, I guess, for lack of a better term, then I think that kind of makes me wonder like that would be more, because then so then who if it's 2 girls, which is like Nia and Maeve, then it's like whoever's more Nortorian out of whoever's more Nortorian out of the 2 of them. But then if it was the other way around, then but then Nia still has that pain of having to watch her having to watch the kind of inheritance of her own gift kind of be kind of so painful to acknowledge for her sister. And then of course that episode that we had didn't really kind of end in the best of ways, so then that kind of drew her even further away from Maeve and everything. So yeah, I think with this episode, her mother finally kind of encouraging her, face your fears, but also face your fears and don't you have the right to be afraid of them, but then also actually analyze that instead, actually tackle that instead of actually kind of instead of letting those fears overpower you and stop you from learning and developing and becoming more a more stronger version of who you are. Instead actually tackle those fears and try and use those to amplify your powers instead, and actually find out what's wrong. And then of course with the whole Nixley thing too, she kind of she was so she was so afraid of her own inability to learn about her powers that she then took another super duper risky deal that ended up actually unleashing a terror like Nixley onto national cities. And then actually as a causation of that, you have to take accountability and take responsibility for your actions, and actually kind of actually sit in that discomfort and kind of, I think she said actually process it and actually work through it and everything, and actually acknowledge it too in order to move forward. So yeah, actual accountability and facing fears, pretty much. Those are the the kind of 2 kind of notes of wisdom, much more elaborated further on, but still the 2 kind of simplified notes of wisdom passed on from her mother. So yeah, now at the very end, she's like, yeah, Nixley, you better run, because I'm coming for you now. You try and bring your mischief and your 5th dimensional misdeeds to my city now. Well, you got a fight on your hands. So yeah, magic v magic. I mean, yeah, double magic v magic. I mean, Yeah, I mean, dream magic. I think dream stuff can still count as magic, right? Because I think that's like that. I mean, yeah, I think dream stuff could probably should definitely still count as magic, or like some element of sorcery, like some kind of like mental sorcery, perhaps. Because I think she can still conjure stuff from her mind, but then she's still got the dream blast as well from her gauntlets and everything. So I think it counts as some kind of sorcery. So yeah, Dreamer and Mixie versus Nixley. That would be cool to see, and of course Kara as well if she ever manages to break out of that ice. So yeah, I can't believe that. Well, I mean, it makes sense too. It makes sense that they would bring they would bring Mixie back, but I can't believe they brought Mixie back. Mixie Spitalik, John Lennon. I think that's his name, John Lennon. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not John. No, John Lennon. Isn't that? Wait, no, that's the guy from the Beatles, isn't it? Pretty sure there's a guy called John Lennon in the Beatles. I think this one. I think this guy. I think is it? Isn't it? I think John Lennon. Isn't that guy? Isn't that the guy from the Beatles? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, John Lennon is the guy from the Beatles. Is there an actor that just so happens to be under that same name? Is there an actor who just so happens to be? I'm pretty sure the actor's name is John Lennon, right? Is it not John Lennon? Is it something else? Is it? Oh, Tom Lennon, Thomas Lennon. Okay. So one name after it's Tom Lennon. Yeah, that's Mixie. Okay. See, not John, not John Lennon. They're not resurrecting any of the Beatles to star as fifth dimensional hymns. So no, Tom Lennon. Tom Lennon. See it. Tom Lennon coming back as Mixie. So yeah, I mean that should be an interesting battle to see. Because then I wonder maybe if he'll be able to bring any stories from the fifth dimension with him, or maybe if there's going to be a battle, but then he'll still help her find some way to deal with her trauma and help her find a way to deal with her kind of plan for vengeance as well, and actually offering to take her home to the fifth dimension, and maybe offering to actually help her kind of just like find a place back home again and actually be where she belongs again. But either way, Mixie's back. Mixie Spitalik is back, so he's likely going to be, and he has no issues with his power either. He's fully charged, hopefully, and he can actually do some stuff. So yeah, that should be fun. But yeah, Dreamer, Nia did some bits. Nia did some bits today, and I, for one, am very proud of how far she's come, so I can't wait to find out how even further she goes in the rest of the season. Hopefully this episode was exactly what she needed. I think, truth be told, right, I am wondering if maybe this kind of, if like her mother telling her that she needs to face her fears, maybe if that might prompt her to do exactly what Lena did, and maybe that's actually going to prompt her to go back home to Parthas and actually kind of, confront Maeve again and actually go see her father again or something, and actually try and get something sorted there, maybe patch things up, and hopefully get those books back too, because I think those books, I mean Maeve trained from those books, and and she trained from their mothers. So I think those books, the books pretty much are the key to almost anything. So I feel like as much as she can actually mentally prepare herself and actually work on her fears and work on like accountability and everything else, I feel like having like an actual encyclopedia or something of dream language and dream interpretation, I think that's pretty much also like the key to like actually having intel, having knowledge, would be the key. Because because we have a Dream Girl in the future. I think Nora, no, because I think Wynn mentioned her last season when he showed up. He became like a member of the Legion in the future, and he even actually managed to build a gauntlet with Nora that incorporates some of her powers and everything, and they were like BFFs in the future. But like Nora, Dream Girl is a member of the Legion in the future, so I wonder maybe if on the Legion ship there's any resources too, like if Brainy himself has anything that Nora could have left on the ship, or actually kind of impart like even the smallest of resources that he could use or something. Like I don't know, because then I wonder maybe because she's a descendant pretty much like much like centuries ahead. She's a descendant centuries ahead of her, but still I feel like like if that's the Legion ship, then surely you might have something like even the most simplistic things that she could probably use to actually help her, and that would be pretty kind of iconic too, like actually using her descendants' resources to actually make sure that her descendant then actually learns and stuff, because then as you go further down the lineage, then you pick up stuff, like they, like people pick up stuff from their ancestors and they actually do stuff. So then it would be awesome then if Nora ends up actually learning because her ancestor learned from her resources in the future. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. But I mean, I feel like, on the one hand, I feel like if that was the case, then Brainy would have offered something by now. But on the other hand, we know continuity can sometimes be an issue. So, not throwing shade, not in the slightest, no. But still, just kind of, just making it aware that, like, sometimes writers can mess up or do a little bit of a silly and not really mention certain things at certain points. So, completely possible. But I think now, I think now maybe after defeating Nixley, maybe like Nia might either go home to Fathers and pick up the books, or she might actually go somewhere else and or maybe even actually learn on her own. Like if she is determined, because I think even like her mother even did say that like she needs to also she needs to also kind of process and learn exactly what the dream stuff means to her, because sometimes, especially in her vision, like the owl and ravens were actually specific to her too, so maybe like sometimes dream stuff can be more personal to her and more personal to her situation. So because of that, she also needs to actually not be afraid or not be too hesitant to actually look inside and see what the dreams mean to her. So so hopefully like an exciting journey of further development and exploration for Nia before she becomes like a fully fledged, all powerful kind of dreamer and everything. So hopefully that happens soon enough before the series ends. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing what's in store for Nia and Dreamer. So yeah. And we had Kelly and Alex doing some combat training for Kelly becoming the new Guardian and everything. That was really cool to see. Kelly pretty much spent like most of her time this episode actually, being in the training room, going at the punching bags and going at Alex too, and starting off with Alex too, actually trying to practice one move and then not really knowing how to master it, and then she actually used her own move and knocked it out of the park and everything. So that was really cool. But then she was also like somewhat more kind of like, I guess insecure would be the right term, or insecure, or feeling lesser than because of the fact that she couldn't master the move that Alex was trying to teach her, but then she actually knew her own move too. So I think it's that alone I think is like a good step forward for her, like a good step forward for her to actually be able to actually use like her own knowledge too, and actually excel using her own knowledge, and to actually kind of perfect on that, and also being afraid, being open to new things. But I think in general too, it's also like there's no one right. I think I guess that can definitely be counted as the kind of the message behind that kind of the bit behind those parts of the episode too. Like there's no definitive one right way to actually to actually do something, like, especially like in that case actually grinding your enemy. Like there's no one technique. I mean, the efficiency of various techniques varies from technique to technique, and it also depends on the person's ability to actually use their body to execute their technique. So I think clearly, I think Kelly I think like probably more likely for Kelly that like she had never actually done that technique before, so then actually trying to mirror it from Alex. I think especially trying to mirror it from someone as experienced in that technique as Alex, she had trouble there. But then she knows her own stuff too. And I think I was actually I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that she knew of her own techniques too, because I think I don't think she's ever really mentioned any combat training before. I don't think she's ever actually mentioned having done any or many forms of self-defense before, so I think I was kind of pleasantly surprised by that. I think maybe because she used to work in the army, maybe there's some kind of mandatory kind of basic self-defense training there that they kind of teach, or maybe some kind of extracurricular that they encourage people to take, and maybe she took on that as well. Because she does exercise, but she does exercise. We saw her in her first season. She actually did go out for like a run around the army base with Alex and stuff. So she does work out. She does exercise. She actually does keep herself fit and everything. But then, I think combat training. I think it's, albeit not being her strong suit, she like maybe has still learned the basics and maybe some other routines as well that Alex actually didn't think to use. So I think in her case it's just like like her like she has it, like she knows other methods, she knows other techniques, and then she can easily kind of use those and actually use those to perfect her routine. But then also I think she definitely was just kind of like actually actually like letting her lack of knowledge therein actually kind of like hold her back from actually kind of feeling good about training, or actually trying to actually progressing training, and actually thinking and thinking that somehow like not knowing or not being able to master the technique that Alex was using actually made her like unfit to be Guardian, or unfit to be a superhero in general. But then by the end of it, she did come to realize that, and especially actually even actually having to save the Councilwoman from the shards of glass and ice and stuff, that like she in the end she did learn that the key was actually just being able to adapt to different situations and different things, and actually adaptation requires you to use what you know, but also actually requires you to actually kind of improvise on the spot and use different things and doing all that stuff. So I think and she was even able to actually kind of analyze to identify that like that kind of thing is what would make her an ideal superhero too. So and then rightfully stating that she is going to be a kick-ass Guardian. She is going to be one. So, I do wonder if we'll see any more training now that she's come to that realization. Maybe actually seeing her actually using more of her own methods, or actually like introducing Alex to new methods that she hasn't really seen before or known before. So that'll be fun. But it was good to see. Kelly getting some training in, and actually getting some like actual work in to get ready for being the new Guardian. So hopefully once that final suit up, that first not the final one, hopefully when that first suit up comes around, hopefully once the first suit up rolls around, she'll be fully prepared and fully ready to kick the ass of whatever being, human or alien, comes her way to cause some trouble. Hopefully she'll then be ready to actually fully unleash her power as Guardian. So, I can't wait to see that. Supergirl, Dreamer, Sentinel, Guardian, Brainiac 5, Martian Manhunter, Akrata if she decides to join it. If for whatever reason Akrata decides to jump in, because then I would personally love to see Andre actually, actually seeing the Supermans in town, but then actually seeing maybe that they're overwhelmed, or maybe that they actually need some help, or maybe there's like an extra space for her to join in or something, and maybe Akrata comes in and she actually uses her powers there for good, so that'll be fun. But yeah, the Super Friends, just I think Guardian Kelly will be a phenomenal addition, and I can't wait to see how she moves forward with this newfound confidence and surge in confidence. So hopefully she is able to move forward actually knowing that she is the best just the way she is, and she has all the more room to learn and improve, and that is exactly what she's capable of doing. So she has her own kind of pre-installed kind of knowledge, which is great, and she has all the more room to actually learn and actually understand that adaptation also takes time and learning takes time. So hopefully she can perform from the best of both worlds. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then we had more of Orlando. I'm glad that it didn't really shove the Orlando and Joey stuff under. I mean, we didn't really see Joey in this, but then I think we did still get Orlando in this episode and in this story. So I'm glad they didn't just shove those two characters under the rug and be one and done with it after one episode. Like, okay, we've explored them now, but now it actually showing that their kind of their crisis, their life, their lives, their problems are actually still like an ongoing crisis, and like not like a one episode kind of thing where they go through one crisis and then all of a sudden it's actually solved, or even if it was a problem, like maybe they probably wouldn't use them, but no, they actually bring them in, actually trying to make them that much more well presented and everything. So that was cool. And this time actually using yet another kind of program for unincarcerated kind of people. So this was the accommodation one. So I think I'm not all too familiar with this. I think with this program, I think the program not so much, but I think the actual kind of like the actual crisis with previously incarcerated people actually having trouble looking for accommodation or looking for a place to stay. I think that is like a known kind of crisis within pretty much any community. So with that one, with this, so then with this one, like they also kind of actually made that like they also they also made it so that there was also a program to help deal with those kinds of issues too, so that way people who then actually just got, Orlando having just gotten his pardon too, he's a previously incarcerated person, so then he went through the accommodation programs, and the program actually works to actually kind of help those kinds of people actually find their accommodation easier, so in that way they can actually get a more stable job with a more stable address and everything, so that was the whole point there. But then, of course, corporations being corporations, I think the building was called Ormfeld, the Ormfeld, I think like an actual kind of building of like apartments and everything and stuff, or like a block of flats as we as we call them here in the UK, but like a building of apartments, so like I think an apartment complex. I think an apartment complex is what you call them. So yeah, so Ormfeld was there, and then that building was about to be bought out by, I think I can't or Kia or Koya, yeah, or Koya, like ORQ something IUA, maybe I think, or Koya, like a tech company for like cloud computing or something. So like those are going to be built out for them. And that I think they mentioned creating all sorts of new opportunities and stuff. I think the building itself was probably going to be turned into like yet another branch or yet another kind of like main building for that company, but then actually, under the guy gentrification, so then actually making it more expensive then for people to actually kind of have to live in that area too. Like actually, like, oh sure, you get like a better quality and better kind of standard kind of place to live, and you get more jobs and all these different opportunities, but then it also actually pushes all the people out, and then people who can actually afford to live in like an actual setting like that then actually come flooding in, and then they make more money and everything. So yeah, I won't lie, I still need to actually look up what the accurate kind of definition of gentrification is, but I think based on how the events actually unfold in this episode, that is pretty much my understanding as of thus far. But yes, and that happened, and then of course I think that can also be another common crisis, or like another common issue where then when those kinds of those kinds of buyouts are disguised as actual new opportunity thing, as new opportunity kind of as new opportunities. I'm bad with words, I'm sorry. So those kinds of things are disguised as new opportunities, but then it's new opportunities for people who can afford them, for people who they actually want to be able to live in that place, especially like the councilwoman being pissed off even at the end that now this building's going to go to a bunch of criminals and stuff and people who have committed crimes, and now that's all I see them as and all that kind of crap. So like her being just like not only her being like more than happy to actually kind of sell the company, to actually sell the building out to the new flashy business that would actually pretend to offer opportunities to everyone, but then also actually but also then being dissatisfied but then also being dissatisfied with the idea that the building would then actually remain in place to actually help people that it's supposed to help, and people that for whatever reason she disagrees with, or for classist and other discriminatory kind of reasons. So that kind of stuff happens. I think I'm glad, and I think they've done it before. I think I'm pretty sure that they have done it before, but I'm glad like the like more recent episodes of this season have also actually been used to tackle more social issues and more social kind of crises and those kinds of topics and everything. So, and I'm glad that they're actually they're actually using Supergirl as a platform to kind of as both a show, and also even within the show's meta itself, actually using Supergirl as her platform to actually try and promote this stuff, and especially like the video from the beginning too. They actually recorded a video, and I think easily my favorite part about that was the actual Supergirl theme playing in the background too, because then that thing clearly was a video edited by Brainy, so then he either found some fanfare online, or he made some fanfare of his own with some kind of music kind of making or editing kind of software. So then he actually then canonically he then actually rebuilt the Supergirl theme for himself. That was the Supergirl theme from start to finish. So it's like an easily recognizable and easily kind of buffable kind of theme. So then they made a PSA about eating greens. They made a PSA about eating greens and eating vegetables and making sure to eat healthy too. So yeah, I think especially more kind of heartfelt and more touching for Brainy, knowing that, you know, for him, you know, like having lost his friend to the Phantom Zone even temporarily, he then went through a bout of stress eating with donuts and donuts and biscuits and chips and all sorts of kind of junk food and everything, and then to the point where in Kara's returning episode, they kind of framed it as an emergency, just so that he wouldn't actually eat cake. So you know what I mean, from friends you'd expect a little bit more trust, but then no, I mean they really didn't mean it that way. But still, I think it was kind of more. I think it definitely made it all the more interesting and all the more kind of effective to know there was actually again Brainy's kind of personal story that actually reached out and touched people, as opposed to just it being like as opposed to it being some kind of like like really kind of offensive or kind of harmful kind of messaging, like, oh, you don't want to overeat and become overweight or something, because that's really bad, and society's going to treat you like shit and everything. But like him actually kind of showcasing how unhealthy eating actually affected him personally, and actually him showing that message, and then that kind of being the message that resonated with people, and then encourage healthy eating and everything. So yeah, I think it's especially it, and also like parents kind of leeching off of that kind of PSA for their kids too, is very much a real thing. So yeah, that was cool. And then of course that the symbolism behind that being a personal message then led to Kara actually managing to get Orlando in the building and him sharing his story. That scene was beautiful. I think there was a lot of time I didn't really kind of like say much or react much during it, and I think mostly because I think some moments weren't really too reaction worthy, but then other times, like especially that speech, I was just really engrossed in it and just couldn't help but smile at Orlando sharing his message. I think Orlando's actor is really good. Orlando's actor is just terrific in this role and in this position, actually telling the story. So hats off to him for being able to actually execute that message as the character, but also actually passing that message through as an actual real as what could potentially be representative of so many kind of true real life human stories too. And everything, so that was really cool. So that speech was just really moving and really kind of silencing and in like a good way for me, like me shutting up and actually letting the scene kind of flow as it's meant to. So that was really good. So yeah, the PSA actually works. I mean, I'm curious as to what other PSAs they could do, because I won't lie, I think that PSA has kind of made me wonder what else, because it reminds me of Cap's PSAs from Spider-Man Homecoming, where he's like, he flips up the chair and he sits down and he's like, so, you got detention, and now you're wondering what you can do to make things better again. And that one, and then actually, and I think him doing the one for PE as well, and him doing Chris Evans. They got Chris Evans back and got him in the Avengers cap suit to do a bunch of things. I think even more ironic, given that in that movie they acknowledged that Steve was by that time, because it was after Civil War, they even actually acknowledged that this guy's technically a war criminal, but then it's still a state requirement that I show you these videos. So kind of like that, I think I kind of want them to go down that route and actually have other heroes from the Super Friends, like Supergirl and Brainy. So next time we have Dreamer and Sentinel and Guardian doing their own thing, and maybe John Jones doing his own thing. Like I actually want them. I actually kind of want them to go forward with this, like with the PSA stuff. I think because the social media takeover thing they did. I mean, that's just kind of it's I know I did say it's kind of sad that they actually are going forward. I mean, my comment on it being sad was more just kind of how I'm not too sure why I said it was sad, but I think it's just more to do with how easily social media can be seen as this thing that's influential in a negative way, perhaps, or maybe in more the fact that I think they're utilizing social media in this way. But I think the fact that they're able to actually incorporate this into it, I think maybe could still be seen as like a semi-positive thing, and them actually using it for the right reasons too. I'm not too sure if they've actually incorporated it. I'm not sure if they've incorporated any actual social media elements or any real world elements into this stuff in a way that actually kind of shows off its kind of toxicity, and especially social media too. I feel like for the sake of actually trying to do the story, trying to do the story in the right way, I think it would probably not be very possible if they did include the toxicity behind social media. But then, in this case, I think it is just that much more kind of presented as them using existing social media tools to try and actually do a positive thing, using existing tools tools that are not inherently like harmful or negative in any way, but then actually using them to do something positive and actually trying to do something good and everything. So the social media takeover of Catco by Supergirl was very, very well done. That was very well done, and partially well done because I think she got called away pretty much immediately after she started. I think she barely answered like 2 questions before the engineer needed help. So there was that whole issue. So then that was a thing. But yeah, I think the PSAs I can get behind. The PSAs I can get behind. I can definitely get behind them. So yeah, maybe more Supergirl and Brainy, maybe Supergirl and Dreamer, Guardian and Sentinel, and Guardian, Sentinel and Dreamer. Just like a whole selection, like a whole different kind of roster of like superheroes that can actually comfortably deliver these PSAs. I mean, I don't know if the rest of the Super Friends would be up to. I don't know if the rest of the Super Friends would be up to, because then even this one, I think I think Brainy actually did it with Supergirl because Kara works at Catco and he knew that like Supergirl was the one that Andrea was looking for. So then, but then she did say any of them. She did say any of the Super Friends, and she does have a whole board of all the Super Friends members. So then, because of that, I think she'd pretty much be open to any of them at all. I think Dreamer was the first one. Dreamer was the first one who did the interview on live TV. But then now she had last episode she had Supergirl doing the expose on the prison, the live TV interview, and now she has the PSA with Brainy. So yeah, I mean Supergirl with just each different members of the Super Friends too. I think that would be the ideal one that works. So yeah, more PSAs. I'd happily accept more PSAs. So yeah. But yeah, and then I think we had Mitch, who was with Naxim Talk. Those 2 alien dudes from way back when, they made a return. Well, yeah, I mean that was surprising, but Mitch made a return. Naxim Talk didn't. I can't remember what they said happened to him. I think because they were incarcerating. I think Brainy did actually remember to set their thing for somewhere where the DEO would find them. So then they were incarcerated by the DEO for years, and then I think they both got released, but then I think Naxim Talk went one way, or something happened to him, and then Mitch was the only one left. But then he had like an image inducer too, so he was no longer blue, but actually looked humanoid and stuff. And then he was forced back into this kind of life of crime, and then he went back to rebuilding the menagerie and everything. So that was that. So then he was around for a while, and that was fun. So I've not really got much to say there. That was interesting, and I think it definitely offered leeway for Nixley to do more of her kind of mystical kind of mischief type stuff, so that was fun. But yeah, overall, just looking forward to seeing how the team then handles Nixley in the next episode, and how Mixie actually comes forward with this, because I think actually having another fifth dimensional imp that they know and trust and that they now know is good and stuff could actually definitely be a helping hand. I think Mixie is probably one of the few ideal people that can probably get through to Nixley and actually connect with her and actually kind of try and resolve this in a way that doesn't end up with people getting hurt, because then she still demolished the Ormfell. But I mean, unless either hers or his magic can actually rebuild the place again, she still demolished the Ormfell building. And I think that I mean, yeah, I know she said she was going to wreak havoc in Asheville City, but then it didn't really strike me until this episode, where afterwards they had spent actually 1 or 2 episodes actually building up some more emotional kind of depth in the characters and the work they were doing. It didn't really strike me that it would actually kind of hurt this much, because in Ormfell they worked so hard to actually get it back into the hands of people who need it most again, and then Nixley comes along with that magic and just kind of magically demolishes it away. At least the actual top, the actual upper kind of top, but then I think that's where all the actual living space is. So hopefully they can actually rebuild that and fix that again, use magic to reverse that too before they go. So hopefully, I mean, next episode should be good. So then we'll have Mixie kind of getting through to her, and then Nia suiting up and actually trying to actually stand as like a strong line of defense against her, and then we'll have hopefully the Super Friends coming in and actually being aware of the situation, actually doing some stuff. So it should be fun. It should be very fun. So I am fairly confident in actually going forward in terms of how these Super Friends will once again reassemble for like a final half of for the final half of this final season. Actually, how the series might end with actually going forward with their characters. So yeah, still holding out hope for those spin-offs. Still holding out hope, but then if it happens, it should happen. It should happen. But then, of course, ultimately, it is up to the networks. And at this point, I think for me, the ideal vision would be HBO Max actually having enough faith in these shows to actually try and invest some money in them too. Actually, and actually seeing like positive response has been the case for Superman and Lois. Although that's not, given the character and the original fan reception, it's not really that surprising. But I think I think given fan reception for these shows as well and for these characters, I'm hoping HBO Max actually does see something worthy investing in, and hopefully they actually do something with it. So only time will tell, I guess. But hopefully, hopefully, this season, this final season alone ends on a note that's positive and wholesome and heartwarming and thriving for each and every one of these characters and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all builds up to that and how it gets executed. So yeah, next episode should be fun. But that is pretty much all I've got for this one. So that was cool. That was some cool stuff. So that was Supergirl season 6, episode 10. So as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Supergirl. Once again, the full-length reaction will be available on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. That'll be just as much fun. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.